Hi everyone! Welcome back for another daily from Clues by Sam. Let's get started. There are exactly 3 innocents to the right of Betty. Mark Celia, Diane, and Eve as innocent. All innocents above Zach are connected. If you look at Eve's clue, Olivia is supposed to have 4 innocent neighbors. So if Kevin was a criminal, then all the other neighbors would have to be innocent. But then innocents above Zach would be no longer connected. So this can't be the case. Mark Kevin as innocent. Exactly 2 of the 6 innocents neighboring Steve are in column D. We can apply the same logic here. If Olivia was a criminal, then the remaining 2 neighbors in column D would have to be innocent. And again, this leads us to violating Celia's clue. Therefore, we can mark Olivia as innocent. This is probably the hardest part of today's puzzle. We've got clues for Steve, Olivia, Zach, and column D, so I started searching this area for contradictions. Let's assume Nick is a criminal. Then Isaac and Tyler would become innocent. Since Jack has 2 innocent neighbors, Zena would be a criminal as well. And that's both of Steve's 2 criminal neighbors revealed, so the rest of his neighbors would be innocent. But then we'd have 3 innocents in column D neighboring Steve instead of 2. That violates Kevin's clue. So we run into a contradiction. Therefore, we can mark Nick as innocent. Exactly 2 of the 4 innocents in column B are Peter's neighbors. So there are 2 innocents among these 3. And with Celia being innocent, that's 3 out of 4 innocents in column B. So Gary must be the 4th innocent. Also, now that we know there are 2 innocents here and another 2 innocents here, that's 5 out of 6 innocents neighboring Steve. Mark Zena and Zach as innocent, Tyler as a criminal, and Isaac as innocent. Now we can resolve Diane's clue and mark Betty as a criminal. Zena and Betty have an equal number of innocent neighbors. Betty has 3, and Zena currently has 2. So there's 1 innocent among these 2. Remember that there are 2 innocents among these 3. So we can mark Mary as innocent. Zena and Freya have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Zena has 2, and Freya currently has 1. Mark Logan as a criminal. Vicky and Freya have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Freya has 2, and so should Vicky. We know there's 1 criminal among these 2, so Peter must be Vicky's 2nd criminal neighbor. If and only if Peter is innocent, then so is Vicky. For those who are not used to this is basically 2 sentences merged together. When you see sentences like only if A then B, this pretty much means if B then A. So in our case it would look like this. And its contraposition implies that Vicky must be a criminal. Here's our final clue. There are less criminals in row 5 than row 4. Mark Ruth as a criminal and Will as innocent. And that finishes today's puzzle, solved in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.